play and call it work.
The Inquisition. Heresy is like a tree. Its roots lie in the darkness whilst its leaves wave in the sun, and to those who suspect not, it has an attractive and pleasing appearance. Truly you can prune away its branches, or even cut the tree to the ground, but it will grow up again, ever the stronger, and ever more comely. Yet all the while the root grows thick and black, gnawing at the bitter soil, drawing its nourishment from the darkness, and growing even greater and more deeply entrenched. Such is the nature of heresy, and this is why it is so hard to destroy. For it must be eradicated, leaf, branch, root, and trunk. It's actually trunk, then root. It must be exorcised utterly, or it will return all the stronger, time and time again, until it is too great to destroy. Then we are doomed. It's actually taken from the Warhammer 40k War Gear, page 55 of the rulebook. The faithful servants of the Emperor's Holy Inquisition are tasked to uncover the blasphemy of the alien, the mutant, and the heretic. The Imperium faces many threats, and it is only through the tireless work of the Emperor's faithful that the Imperium endures. There are many members of the Holy Inquisition, but it is the Inquisitors themselves who hold the most responsibility for keeping safe the teeming masses who make up the Imperium. Tasked with the duty of preserving the Imperium means that an Inquisitor is given near absolute authority to perform their tasks as they see fit. An Inquisitor can demand anything from any Imperial citizen at any time. The Adeptus Custodes, personal guards of the Emperor himself, are the only individuals exempt from conscription. Nobody else is exempt from the Inquisitor's scrutiny, up to including the High Lords of Terra. Man, sucks for those guys. The Inquisition is split into various sub-factions known as the Ordos, each specializing in combating a specific threat. Membership in a particular Ordos is not mandatory for an Inquisitor, but most will seek out the camaraderie of those with mutual concerns. Water does seek its own level. The Ordo Malleus, the Ordo Xenos, and the Ordo Hereticus are the most prominent, and thus are classified as Ordo Majoris. Is it Ordo or Ordos? I'm going to say Ordo without the S. The majority of all Inquisitors will belong to one of these branches, but during their career, it is common that an Inquisitor will transfer from one branch to another in the pursuit of their holy duties. It's kind of like having a job and then having different career paths, and you have like 7 by the time you settle into your last one. It's kind of like the same thing. The Ordo Malleus. The weak will always be led by the strong. Where the strong see purpose and act, the weak follow. Where the strong cry out against fate, the weak bow their heads and succumb. There are many who are weak, and many are their temptations. Despise the weak, for they shall flock to the call of the demon and the renegade. Pity them not, and scorn their cries of innocence. It is better that 100 innocently fall before the wrath of the Emperor than one kneels before the demon. That's from the Realms of Chaos, Slaves to the Darkness, page 230. I don't quite agree with that statement, but you know, it is what it is. The Ordo Malleus concerns itself with opposing the threat from beyond. Their purview is to illuminate and banish all physical manifestations of chaos. The threat of the primordial annihilator is ever present, and his vile servants are many. So an Inquisitor of the Ordo Malleus must be ever ready to bring ruination to the followers of chaos in a myriad of ways. There are numerous Inquisitors who have laid low the machinations of chaos, and the warp cries out their name, Coties Rex Draco. An Inquisitor of the Ordo Malleus, as capable as they might be, will at times need to call for military assistance in the pursuit of their duties. Chaos corrupts all it touches. Oh, does it ever? And none but the most adamant are able to resist its call. Fortunately for mankind, the Chamber Militant of the Ordo Malleus count the inscrutable Grey Knights among their ranks. The Grey Knights, a chapter of Space Marines wholly dedicated to combating the threat of the followers of chaos, stand ever vigilant. In the 10,000 years, not one has fallen prey to the whispers of chaos. The Ordo Hereticus. Though mankind is at the brink of this great apotheosis, you must be ever vigilant for the stillborn harbingers of this change. Where you seek the pure and strong, there too you will find the impure and weak. Where you find but one worthy of life, you will also find a million twisted, deformed monstrosities for whom death by your hand is a mercy. Therefore, look first to the mutant, for he may never hide his sin from you. And in his midst there will be revealed to you that which you seek. But be ever vigilant, for even should you find one with the gift, only 1 in 1,000 psychers will be strong enough to resist the perils of the Imperium and be allowed to live. Codex Witch Hunters 3rd edition, page 9. Pretty sweet quote. The Ordo Hereticus is dedicated to rooting out purging the threat within. Traitors and mutants are an ever-present threat to the Imperium of Man, and the devout members of the Ordo Hereticus fervently ensure that the cancer that is the heretic does not take hold. Many potentially dire foes have been discovered and eradicated before becoming powerful enough to be a true threat due to the unflinching vigilance of the witch hunters. All types of internal threats have been suppressed, ranging from rogue psychers to corrupt high-ranking members of the ecclesiarchy. The Age of Apostasy gave birth to the Adepta Sororitas, more commonly known as the Sisters of Battle. The Sisters of Battle provide the Ordo with an unflinching core of zealous warriors, always ready to annihilate the heretic and purify with holy fire all remnants of their blasphemy. The Ordo Xenos. There is no end to the abomination of the alien. Do not allow any guise of sentience to stay your hand. There can be no hesitation when the survival of humanity as a species is at stake. Fantasy Flight Games, teaser to Enemies Without, supplement to Dark Heresy 2nd edition. The Ordo Xenos stands between the Emperor of Man and the insidious influence of the alien. From the first time humanity made contact with the vile Xenos, they have been a recurring menace. Uncountable alien races have been encountered, and the only thing all have in common is the risk their continued existence brings to the worlds of mankind. An Inquisitor of the Ordo Xenos must carry the burden of discovering and unraveling the transgressions of the alien, which is all the more difficult as no champion of humanity could hope to truly understand the repugnant ambitions of entire races unworthy to live in the galaxy of man. At times, the ignoble Xenos are able to present a threat requiring full-scale military action to defeat, and the Brothers of the Death Watch deploy to end the threat. Unlike the Chamber militants of the other Ordo, the Brothers of the Death Watch are not permanently bound to serve the Inquisition. Rather, veteran members of Space Marine chapters are drawn to serve the Holy Inquisition for a time. This post is only available to the very best heroes of what are already the most capable warriors in the realm of man.